Welcome again. Today we are looking at radioactivity and nuclear reaction. I remain your tutor, Mr. Jude. Radioactivity and nuclear reactor. What is radioactivity? This is what the spontaneous disintegration of an unstable what nuclear. Are you getting me? With the emission of what radiations. Get me? And the release of what energy. The spontaneous disintegration of what? An unstable what? Nuclear. Stable nuclear don't disintegrate except when we have what? Artificial what radioactivity. But in radioactivity, it can be natural and it could also be what? Artificial. Do you understand? So now, in artificial, we can make the nuclear what? Unstable. And when that is being done, we will have what? Disintegration. And energy will be released. Are you getting me? Radiations will be released in form of alpha, beta, or what? Gamma. We'll come to that part, but I want to deal with what? Half-life. Now, spontaneous disintegration. We have a body. Time taken for this body to decay and become half is what? Half-life. Let's assume this body is 500 grams. And the time it takes the body to break into two equal parts, let's assume is 3 days. Let's assume every 3 days this body disintegrates. So for the first 3 days, what will remain is what? 250 gram. For another 3 days, what will remain is what? 125 gram. For another 3 days, what will remain is what? 62.5 gram. So how many 3 days do we have here? This is the first 3 days. And that one. And that one. So a body of 500 gram after 9 days is what? 62.5 gram. I want to understand this practical. So it disintegrates from 500 gram to what? 62.5 gram after what? 9 days. Let's assume now the time it takes to break into two equal parts is what? 3 days. I mean, the half-life is what? 3 days. Now, what if you have a question and we're told that it takes a body of mass 500 gram, it takes the body 9 days to become what? 62.5, to disintegrate into what? 62.5 grams. What is the decay constant of the body? What are you going to do? What we do, we say what? This 500 gram is our N1 over N2 or Nn equals what? R. So what is R? This R is into what? 2 raised by what? N. Take note of this. Radioactive ratio is our R. So 500 divided by what? 62.5 is what? Mr. Jude. 500 divided by 62.5 is what? That should be 8, right? 62.5 times 8, 0 carry 4, 16, 0. 8 times, okay, 16, 20, okay, it's 8. So that means it's 8. Half-life is to the power of 2. That's our, so 8 to the power of 2 is what? Is 3. What does it mean? This 3 tells you the number of times this body decayed. Are you taking notes? This 3 tells us the number of times this body was decayed. So it decayed how many times? It decayed what? 3 times. It decayed how many times? 3 times. And when it decayed 3 times, it became this. And it took 9 days to decay 3 times. So that means its half-life is going to be what? 9 divided by 3, which is what? 3 days, which is 3. 9 days divided by 3, which is 3 days. Now, the body was 500 grams. Nice is 2.5 grams after 9 days. After what? 9 days. Now, what do we do? We said, okay, what is the decay ratio? 500 minus 62.5 gave us 8. 8 to the power of 2. No, 2 to the power of what? That will give us what? 8. 2 to the power of 4 that will give you this what? 8, which is 2 to the power of 3. This gives you what? The number of times the body was decayed. For a body that decayed 3 times and total of 9 days, that means each time it decays, that means it decays after every what? 3 days. So the first 3 days is what? 250. The next 3 days is what? 125. And the last is 6. Sometimes with this information, with this information, now discover this is what is left of the body. This is what is left of the body. So what has decayed? 500 minus 62.5 has decayed. 7, 3. This part has what? Decayed. The first 3 days, this went off. Next 3 days, this went off. The last 3 days, this went off. 3, 3, 3, making up our what? 9. Now, what if a question now comes this way? That a body of 500 grams after decaying, or a body of 500 grams whose half-life is 3 days. A body of what? 500 grams. The half-life is what? 3 days. We have gotten a half-life of 3 days. That what fraction of the body will remain after 9 days? After 9 days, what remains is 2.5, right? But let's assume we are not given. It's a question. 500 gram after 9 days, and half life is what? 3 days. What you are going to do is what? How many half do we have? Can we get in 9 days? How many half life can we get in what? 9 days. The first half life is 3 days, I mean, and after 9 days, what I mean, what amount to be left after 9 days? So the first 3 days, 1/2 is gone. Another 3 days, 1/2 is gone. The last 3 days, 1/2 is what? Gone. So at the end of the day, 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2 is what? 1/8. So at the end of 9 days, 1/8 of the body will be left. Let's find out. 1/8 times 500. 4 here is 2. 4 here is 1. 4 here is 2. Okay, 5. 2 here, 1. 2 here, 62.5. Let's see. How can we also get this from this equation? If 1/8 is left, the amount that has decayed will now be what? 1 minus 1/8. In essence, don't just waste your time. Just say 8 minus 1. This 8 minus 1 will give you 7. Then put over 8. This is the amount that is what? That has decayed. 7/8 times 500. 8 here 1. 8 here is already what? 62.5. So 62.5 times 7. 7 times 5 is 35. 5 carry 3. 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 3 is 17. 7 carry 1. 7 times 6 42 plus 1 43. 43 what? Gram. So at this point, I will get some questions. We'll get some questions and we'll solve them together. Please take your time and you go through this video. Restart it again and again until you understand it into two. Yes, you understand it what? Into two. We'll look at questions under this and see how to what? Break them down. Look at shortcuts in solving them. You just have to be able to picture this. It's really easy. You can just picture it. It's not it's not a difficult topic at all. No part of physics is difficult. No part of physics is difficult. We'll look at this, solve as much questions as we can. Then I think we'll spend some days under this topic because there are a lot of things under what this topic, and all will be touched. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please, I won't like you to miss a lot. Just what? Subscribe, call your friends, inform your classmates on this, inform your friends, and together we grow. Like it, comment, and any way possible, try to encourage me by doing this because I love you and I want the best for you. Thank you.